Hi, and welcome to day 7. We started a couple minutes late today. I don't know about the weather by you. It's snowing here in New York, and every time it rains or snows, my internet goes at a snail's pace. So I am just hoping that everything stays together on this call because it constantly goes down whenever I have bad weather. I'm not sure why. So Okay, let's go ahead and get started. As always, please make sure that you have a pen and paper. You're going to want to take notes. Today's focus on day 7 is going to be how to resolve conflict. Everyone has experienced conflict at one point or another in their life, and unfortunately, sometimes the holidays can bring up more conflict than we anticipate. So that's what's going to be our focus point today. If today's your first time joining, I want to share with you that today's program, I am a certified life coach, and I'm also a positive psychology trainer. I work for a company called Happicus, which is based on the science of happiness. And my goal with this webinar series is basically to reach as many people as I can, deal with as many variety of topics as I can throughout the holiday season. So I've received a numerous amount of requests of what people are struggling with this holiday season. So each day, as I said, is going to be a new series that I'm going to bring in for you and give you the opportunity as well to share whatever it is that you're struggling with. I've told many people that they can email me directly. My email address is amanda@empowerlifecoach.com. And if you go ahead and send me an email, if there's something that you're struggling with this holiday season, I would absolutely, do my best to try to answer whatever it is that you're personally dealing with during my webinar series. We still have 23 days to go. We've covered a lot. We're only 7 days in, and there has been a wealth of information that I have presented. So if you're just starting now, that's okay. You'll be able to go ahead and listen to the replays of the previous parts of the series. I also invite you that if you know someone else who is having a difficult time this holiday season, whatever it may be, it might be financial, it might be stress, it might be depression, anxiety, worry. There's so many different things that are affecting people out there, and the holidays are a very challenging time for many. So, please pass the information along, pass along the login information that you have, and I'm more than happy to reach out to whoever responds to me. I'm sorry, whoever sends me an email, I'll respond to them. It's important to me that during this webinar series that it's my way of giving back. The responses that I've gotten, I thank everyone for the letters that I've received. It means a lot to me, and it really touches my heart that it's helping you and it's making a difference in your life. And that's really what my goal is. It's the holiday season, it's a time for giving, and that was my purpose of this program. So let's go ahead and jump in and get started. It's 5:08. If anyone comes in late, that's okay. They'll be able to catch up. And if you're just joining now, make sure that you do have a pen and paper. It's going to be a lot of information. So one other reminder, if you happen to ask any questions, the chat button is on the right-hand side. Occasionally, there's about a minute delay or so in me receiving the information, so I might not see it right away. But I will get to it, and I'm checking it periodically throughout the webinar. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to deal with conflict during the holidays. So I'm sure that you have been at family gatherings where things went sour. Someone might be unhappy with someone, something, people start taking sides. The next thing you know, everyone's leaving, things got blown out of proportion, and emotions are already elevated during the holiday season, so people are ultra sensitive, and things that maybe they would have tolerated on a regular day, they're not able to tolerate. Later on, there's a feeling of regret, sadness, emptiness, and of course, there's a good shot that the holiday may have been ruined because of these little outbursts. So hopefully in these steps that I'm sharing with you today, it can help to deal with some conflict that may be transpiring currently or could be brewing during the holiday season. First of all, we want to move past the anger. Understand that it's okay. You can love someone beyond their differences and let them know that, share that with them. Maybe they need to hear it. Maybe they feel that because of the argument, they let you down and they're afraid to approach you. This isn't the time to operate from ego. It's the time to operate from your heart. And let them know that it's okay that you have different points of view and accept them for who they are. Recognize where they are at this time, and you're not putting them where you want them to be. It's about their time, their space, and you have your time, your space. You're not going to get onto the same page simultaneously and instantaneously at the precise moment. That's just not how it works. So acknowledge and recognize their time, their space. Let go of the expectations. Don't go into something expecting that when you tell them something that they're going to come back to you with the exact response, because you can't guarantee that, and you're going to walk away feeling frustrated, let down. And if you're going into it with expectations, you're not going into the situation with a pure heart. So you have to let go of your ego and speak from your heart. Be genuine. Allow yourself to be vulnerable. Take the chance that there's a good shot that they might not be ready for what you have to say. In their thought process, in the way that others communicate, it's possible that they're hearing you, they're acknowledging you, but they need to digest it and come back to you later. So be prepared that there's multiple outcomes that can transpire after you go to them from a place of vulnerability. But if they don't give you the exact response that you were hoping for, don't let that be where you're shutting yourself down. Try to just operate from your heart, not from an expectation, not from how you think it should go, and just to clear your own mind and make a resolve within yourself. Most importantly, I love this picture, you have to listen. Really, really listen. Be curious. When someone's talking to you, think about what they're saying. Don't jump to respond to them right away. If you've noticed that there's a judgment coming up for what they're saying to you, get curious again. Think about why they're saying what they're saying. What are they going through? What's their experience? Acknowledge what they're saying. Whatever it is that they're sharing with you, whatever it is that they've told you, acknowledge it, and don't respond to them from a place of judgment, because that's not going to help you, it's not going to serve you, and it's not going to help the situation. What do you think they might be feeling right now? That's important. While you're hearing whatever it is that they might be saying to you, recognize that there's a feeling there. What is it that they're going through? What do they need right now? Acknowledge what it is that you think that they're feeling at that time. I'm hearing that you're feeling left out. How can I make you feel better? How can I make you feel like you belong? I'm hearing that you're upset because I was late. Acknowledge what they're feeling. I'm seeing that you're upset because I was late, and you would appreciate if I was conscious of your time. Take responsibility for what your actions are. Listen to what they're saying. Acknowledge their feelings. Really, really listen. Listening is not about preparing for an answer. Listening is not about standing in judgment. Listening is about being fully present and hearing the other person and where they are at that time. Check in with them and see if what you think that they're feeling and what you think that they need, if you're correct. It might have nothing to do with what you think that it is. You might have heard them completely wrong. So check in and say, in the situation that I said that the person was feeling left out. So after you've shared with them that, I'm hearing that you're feeling left out, what can I do to make you feel involved or important? Or maybe they're needing significance at that time, and they want to feel like they're important. So you want to check in with them and just say, am I right? Is that what it is? Are you are you feeling bad because you feel like you don't belong or that we're not including you? And they'll say, no, it's just that I have to leave early, and then I'm rushing to get through the day. It could just be something so far into left field, you could be completely wrong. But that's the point of checking in, because that's where communication begins. If you think that what you heard is one thing and it's actually something entirely different, then the purpose of being curious and listening to them but never checking in to see if you were correct was pointless. So after you go through the steps of getting curious, releasing the judgment, acknowledging what they're saying, and checking in on their feelings and needs, then check in with them and see if you're right. Because even though you're hearing it one way, it might not be exactly that. There's some things you definitely don't want to do during the holidays and you want to avoid. So don't give advice if it wasn't asked for. Sometimes people are sharing a situation and no one likes a know-it-all. They might just want to share their story and that's it. They don't expect a fix. They just want to hear acknowledgement, empathy for a situation, hear what they're saying, and that's it. And that's enough. When someone feels acknowledged and heard, that can sometimes be 10 times more valuable than the advice that was shared unwillingly and without request. If they haven't requested advice, but you feel very strongly that you want to share this wonderful solution with them, I know that you're doing it from a place of, joy or giving, or it's not a selfish thing. You're not consciously saying, I want to give advice and I want to ruin this. That's not what I'm implying at all. It's just that in the moment when someone is sharing something, they don't necessarily need the advice. But if you feel strongly about it, ask them. I have something that I think might help you. Can I share that with you? And give them the opportunity to say yes. They may say no, and that's okay. Be unattached to whatever it is the response is. Don't live in the past. Don't keep going over what happened last year, what happened when you were 5 years old, what happened when you were 15 years old, what happened yesterday. Don't live in the past. Live in the present. Talk about today. Talk about going forward. Live for the moment. If you keep living in the past, you're never going to move forward. So don't rehash the past. Don't, for the older parents that have grown children, don't use the holidays as an opportunity to tell them, how to do this, how to cook, how to prepare, how to decorate, how to raise their children. Let them figure it out and let them take pride in what it is that they're doing. And rather than telling them what to do, acknowledge what they've already done and build them up, make them feel good. And if they really are stuck or they don't know what to do, they're going to ask you. You've done a great job. You've raised these children to do all of this already on their own. And they want to impress you. They want to do these things to make you feel proud. So let them do it. Sit down and relax. If they're not asking you for help, they want you to enjoy yourselves. You've worked hard all these years. Let them do what they want to do and give this gift to you. Don't try to control everything. Be open to change. Maybe there's some traditions that other people want to bring in. Maybe there's some different, I don't know, ideas, holidays, cooking, gift giving, surprises, games, whatever it is. Be open to change because you never know, you might like it. Everything doesn't have to be the same all the time. Have some flexibility. And if others come to you and offer help, chances are they feel really good about helping and they want to help you, or they wouldn't have asked. So if people come to you and ask to help, be prepared to share with them. In the back of your mind, as you're doing things, think about the part that you can ask someone else to do. You don't have to take on this entire project yourself. And as I said before, take responsibility. Take responsibility for your actions. It's not about being right or wrong. The need to be right comes from ego, and ego doesn't serve anybody. Allow yourself to step back and be vulnerable. Accept that whomever it is that you're talking to might not be on the same page as you at the same time you are, and that's okay. Give them time to accept whatever it is that you just shared with them and let them feel at their own pace. Be willing to initiate and repair any damage that's taken place. Whether it happened that night, it happened in the past, and things are still tense, whatever the case may be, go into it willing and ready to initiate. And it's not about if you were the one who was wrong or if you were the one who was right and who we can put the blame on. That's not what it's about. It's about healing. And start the process. Take small steps, take baby steps. Maybe the time doesn't feel right to have a full-on conversation because at a holiday party might not be the place for that. But you can give a hug. You can give a kiss. You can have some conversation. Let them know that you're starting the steps of trying to repair or make amends to open up that communication again. Don't worry about feeling rejected. Keep the door open. It doesn't matter. They could turn their head the other way. You might lean over to give them a kiss and they don't want to. That's okay. What you did was the right thing. Forgiveness, healing, initiation of communication, all of this is for you. It's not necessarily for them. No one wants to feel that heavy burden in their heart every day. And please don't feel guilty if it doesn't work out the way that you hope for it to. The worst thing you can do is have all of this guilt hanging on your shoulders. If you've tried everything and it's just not working, just accept that it's going to take time. Some people are unreasonable. Some people just have a very hateful heart. They're not willing to make amends. They're not willing to forgive. And they're stuck in their own ways. And that's the key to remember. It's where they are stuck at, not where you're stuck at. It might have nothing to do with you, but they're just stubborn. You could do anything you want. You could do backflips, cartwheels, hugs, kisses, presents, gifts, dance, cook, sing, whatever you want, and they're still angry. Some people are just angry, and that's their thing, not yours. So don't let their negative heart, closed heart, and angry heart weigh on your shoulders, because you've done all these steps to try to to prepare towards forgiveness and towards healing and amending. You're doing the right thing, and you might have to try again, and that's okay, because you're not doing it to serve your own ego. You're doing it to open your heart. And when you operate from a place with an open heart, you can't hurt yourself. You're experiencing vulnerability, and within vulnerability comes joy. If you heard my previous webinar, we talked deeply about the different styles of vulnerability. And it's important. Be grateful for what you have and where you're at right now. where you are at right now. Be grateful for. Focus your energy on something else. You've tried everything else. That's okay. There are plenty of people there who love you, who are happy to see you, and want you to be there. So if you've made your steps and you've made your attempts to amend, then focus your energy now on the people who are appreciating it. And let your heart get even bigger. And who knows, that person might come to you within a day, a week, a month, whenever it is, and say, I appreciate that you came to me and it meant a lot to me. And the healing begins. Everyone operates on a different pace. It's not necessarily about where you're at that time. Where you're at is wonderful. You might have done a lot of work on yourself, personal development, all kinds of things, but they're not there yet. And that's okay. You can't force someone to be where they're not at. This is an exercise I want you to take with you. I want you to really practice listening. And these are the steps that you need to practice listening. Starting from the very basics of listening, these are the most simple steps of communication. You might want to practice this with a friend, a family member, and have them share with you a story that's emotionally driven, that has some negative connotations behind it. And let them tell you that story. And you'll see when I'm going through this why I say it should be a negative story. While they're telling this story, I want you to actively listen. Actively listen means that you're not forming any judgment about what they're saying. You just want to hear and truly understand them. Be attentive. If it's face to face, provide eye contact, body language, acknowledgement. Mirror their energy. If you feel them getting excited and you feel their voice raising, you're not going to yell back at them, but you're going to respond as energetically as they are. If you feel that they're slouched down and quiet because they're sad, when you respond to them, have a tone in your voice that mimics that. And it's not in a mocking way. It's meant to be a reflection of the energy that builds connection. Acknowledge what they've shared with you and repeat it back to them. When you do that, the feeling that someone has in the moment of acknowledgement and being heard is very valuable. If there's something they've said that you don't understand or you need more information, ask for clarification. What did you mean by that when you said blah, blah, blah? And let them explain it to you. Okay, thank you. Now share with them what you think that they're feeling. This goes back to the example I said before. So I'm hearing that you're upset because you think that everyone's ignoring you and you feel like you're not important, that you're not included. And if we included you in in preparing for the holiday, that you would felt like you belonged and you were loved. And ask them if that feels right. Is that correct, or is that right? Is that how you're feeling right now? Show some genuine concern. And they might say to you, no, no, no. I just, I threw something together last minute because I didn't have enough time, and I wish I could have done something better. And that's all it is. They wanted to make an elaborate meal to bring to the holiday, and instead they had to stop at the store and pick up cookies, or who knows. And sometimes we think that we hear someone, but until we check in with them, we haven't heard anything. So it's important to make sure that what you're hearing is correct. So this wraps up today's webinar, and I'm also offering a 4-week program I want to share with you. It's going to be a 4-week program for conflict resolution in January. And each week we're going to talk about a different stage of the conflict and of resolution. I'm going to give you the dates. I haven't added it to the PowerPoint presentation yet, but I'm going to give you the dates so that you have them in case it's something that interests you. But what we're going to go over is how vulnerability can serve you, how to truly be empathetic to someone, understanding others' needs, values, and what's important to them, as well as your own, and how to ask for what you need, how to be heard. And these are all going to build into different styles of listening, communication. It's going to be a 4-week series in January on Mondays. So it's going to be January 5th, what's that date? 5th, 12th, 19th, and 26th. I'm going to give you an opportunity to sign up at a discount. I'm offering the discount only for the next week, and then it's going to go up to full price. So I'm offering it for $97 for 4 weeks. After 7 days, it's going to go up automatically, and it's going to be $199 for 4 weeks. So you'll get it for half price by being part of this webinar series. So I wanted to offer that to you. So if there's anything that you're struggling with in communication, conflict, you have challenges in stating your feelings to others, maybe you often feel that you're not heard, you feel that you do not communicate what you're feeling well, or maybe you don't hear what other people need, and you often have these silly conflicts that resulted over nothing. Through this process, you're going to understand how to resolve the conflict, how to communicate, and how to listen as well as be heard. So it's going to be a fabulous program. The link is going to be in the email, but I will share it with you now as well in case you're ready to jump on board. It's going to be conflictresolution.instapage.com. And as I said, it's going to be $97, and the dates are January 5th, January 12th, January 19th, and January 26th. So please go ahead and sign up for that event. If you have anything at all that you would like to work through some type of resolution, be prepared. We'll have multiple exercises. It's going to be a 1-hour series. Oh, it's at 7 p.m. on those days, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And once again, if you don't make the live event, you'll get the replays. I'm going to have an online community where we can discuss and share whatever it was that was in class that week. But you're going to have a lot of assignments and practices and tools that you're going to use throughout your life. So please sign up early. It's good for the next 7 days at that rate, $97. And I'm probably going to have enough seats for maybe 25 people. I'm not going to have too many seats open for this one because I want to make sure that I can reach everyone personally. And if it gets too large, it's going to be very challenging. So go ahead and sign up if that interests you. And I will see you tomorrow at 5 o'clock for our next day of the series. If there is anything that is weighing heavy on you this holiday season, please send me an email, and I would be more than happy to include that in my webinar series. It might not happen the immediate day after, but we still have 23 days to go, so I'll be sure to include you. Anything you share with me will be confidential, so not to worry. Have a great day. Enjoy your night. Stay warm. Hopefully it's not snowing by you. And have a great holiday.